having a baby. Yeah. I'm actually 8 months pregnant. I'm in that... Thank you. I'm in that stage where I'm like, maybe this wasn't a good idea. Oh no. But what's getting me through is that now I can do a really fun party trick, right? You know how people can do, the weird things with their tongues and wiggle their ears? I can now stick my nipple in my belly button. So that's super exciting. My friends were not great when I told them the news because they were all in their 20s, so this is quite shocking to them. At the beginning, when I found out I was pregnant, there was a small scare I was having twins. I decided to tell my best friend this. She looked at me and goes, "Oh my God, let's hope they're not conjoined." I'm like, yeah, that would be terrible. She goes, I know, because where would you shop? There's no, conjoined baby gap. I'm like, right, yeah. And all the hard decisions you would have to make? She goes, you're so right. Like when you go to the movies, do you buy them 1 ticket or 2? I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you? Obviously 1. I think I'm missing that mom gene, though, that you're supposed to have, where no matter what the kid does, it's so darn cute, I'm completely missing this gene, because I was over at my cousin's house the other day. She's a 3-year-old. I went up to the 3-year-old. I said, okay, hey, kid, what do you want to be when you grow up? Right? The 3-year-old looks at me. She goes, a raccoon. My cousin starts freaking out. She's like, oh, my God, you're so cute. You are just so cute. You are so cute. Oh my God, that is so cute. You're so cute. You're so cute. You're so cute. Isn't that so cute? I'm like, no. It's freaking retarded. My mom's a good mom. She was a good mom growing up. She does one of these things though that really drives me crazy. She half listens to a story and then asks a really stupid question when the story's over. Right? I hate these people. Yeah, so I told her this thing that happened in my neighborhood the other day. Boyfriend, girlfriend got into a fight. Boyfriend ended up taking a knife, decapitating his girlfriend. It's terrible. My mom looks at me, she goes, oh my God, that's horrible. Is she gonna be okay? I'm like, yeah, Ma, she's just feeling a little lightheaded. Families are fun, aren't they? My grandmother, who has Alzheimer's, actually recently moved in with my parents. And somebody asked me the other day, they're like, what is it like living with somebody who has Alzheimer's? I'm like, it's like living with Snooki from the Jersey Shore. Exactly. And I'll tell you, my grandmother just turned 90, it was her 90th birthday. We took her out to eat, and we took her to this really small, cute little restaurant. And my mom asked my grandmother, she goes, is there anything else you'd like for your new room? My grandmother said that she wanted shutters so that nobody could see in, right? My mom was explaining, like, no one's looking in your window. And on the top of her lungs, my grandmother shouts, well, I don't want them to see my tits, George. What? And I don't know if I was more disturbed that my 90-year-old grandmother used the word tits, or that she called my mother George. I've been watching a lot of reality TV lately. I love reality TV, because let's face it, it makes me feel better about myself. And the one that I've really gotten into is the I didn't know I was pregnant. Right, that one it's amazing. Amazing. These women, 9 months pregnant, I'll help with the visual here. 9 months pregnant, no clue. No clue. Absolutely, they're like, it must be gas. Yeah. It's just gas. Oh my God, honey, come here. Come here. Look, this gas bubble looks like a baby's foot. We gotta stop eating at Popeyes. This is crazy. Right? I was watching one the other day. It was awesome. This woman's explaining her like harrowing experience, you know? She's like, oh my God, I had all these pains. So I went to the doctor. The doctor cut off my pants, and there was a baby in my pants. I'm like, what? Right? And then I started getting really jealous of her, you know? Because the most I've ever found in my pants, $5. That's it. I watched that other show, Snapped. That one's great, right? Women who go crazy and then end up like stabbing their husbands to death. You know? I watched like 12 hours of this the other day. You know, my husband comes in, he's like, why are you watching this crap? I'm like, hello, research. Right? But I watch it because seriously, it makes you feel so much better about yourself, because it doesn't matter what you do, right? It doesn't matter what, you can go out, drink 37 beers, kill a puppy, you know, have sex with a lawn gnome. You come home, right? You turn on a show called My Strange Addiction, where you watch a woman who eats toilet paper for breakfast. You're like, now that is messed up. And I also like the internet. I go on the internet a lot. I did this thing the other day where I submitted my picture to this website, and it came back, and it's supposed to tell you what celebrity you most closely resemble. Right? I do this the other day, submit my picture, comes back, I most closely resemble Forrest Whitaker. I'm like, obviously something's wrong with the program. So I turned to my husband, I'm like, look honey, it came back, I look like Forrest Whitaker. Do I look like Forrest Whitaker? He looks at me and goes, well, what picture did you submit? I'm like, the one where I look like a fat black man with a lazy eye. That was the picture I used. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree with my husband and my mother-in-law. Now that I'm pregnant, she's obsessed with, for some reason, when I'm having the next child. I'm like, let's see how much we like this one first, right? But I told her the other day, I said, you know, if we're gonna have another kid, we're thinking of adopting, and we're thinking of adopting a baby from Africa. Right? And she looks at me, she goes, oh my God, he might be black. I'm like, yeah, that's usually how Africa works. We're not adopting the one white Jewish kid here. We're not bringing home Shlomo Finkelstein. Right? And then if it couldn't get any worse, she looks at me and she goes, well, he's not gonna look anything like you. I'm like, actually, if he's fat, black, and has a lazy eye, he's gonna look exactly like me. So there. You guys have been awesome. I'm Lexi Cullen Baker. Have a great night.